trip. Long Island. Happy birthday.
Next one's your birthday.
What I have here is Nara Smith's garlic oil. I got one for myself and for my dad for Christmas. And I'm very excited to try it because I'm super inspired by Nara Smith to try to make butternut squash soup. Obviously, I'm not gonna like harvest the squash the way she does. I have this new brew euphoric seltzer. I feel like it'll be a really fun video to drink this and write. Basically what's going on is squash. I feel like I haven't been doing a really great job with revisions. Like, I don't really feel like doing it, but I think I'm gonna force myself tonight to sit down and read through the whole thing because I was really just trying to write without like reading through. Like I kept starting and then immediately like editing stuff. And I think that was good because there were a lot of scenes that were so like first drafty and just needed to be looked at. Like there was typos, there was missing words. Why can I not get this cork lid thing off? Yeah, I like was seeing like grammatical errors and mistakes and also just a lot of like, oh, this character would never say that. One thing I found that I'm pretty excited to rewrite that I think will be easy. Yes. And it comes with a spout. There's a scene I'm very excited to rewrite, which is funny because it was like something that I had decided I wanted to change from my original. Oh my god, I'm nervous. I feel like it's all gonna come out at once. Oh no, that is easy to drizzle. I've heard that this oil is like really light and just like all pours out, but it's actually, ooh, it smells really good. This scene is very early on. It's like between the first and second act. Like it's getting us into that like fun and games sequence, I guess. And it's a scene where my main character is like talking to one of the side characters, not the other main character. The way I had it written was he was like starting to embark on this goal that I don't want him to start going on until after the midpoint. So I have to fix that, and I know that that won't be too difficult to fix because all I'll have to do is just have him like start to plant the seeds of the goal or someone else do that for him instead of him being like already thinking about it. I don't know if that made sense.
My husband might beg to differ. Some homemade garlic algae oil.
So this is going in the air fryer. How high do you bake butternut squash at? I think will be a fun scene to write, and especially because I've been focusing a lot on her character because I feel like I know what her arc to be, but I don't know if it's like meshing with the main character's arc right. I don't know if it's like adding up to what I want it to add up to, but I will figure it out. Generally though, it does feel really good to have like a draft finished. I mean, I'm insecure about it because of all these things I want to change and the feeling that I haven't read through it completely and I don't exactly know if it works, but I do think that it's pretty close to what I outlined initially and in like a really good way. Like I lost things that were in the outline that didn't need to be there, that I was like really stressed about writing, that like things that I felt like I didn't know how to write. I lost a lot of those and realized I didn't need them, and the script was like way better off without them, and I was definitely terrified that I would be writing. I don't need to dice these. These are all going into like a stock. I think, geez Louise, why am I dicing? Like I'm just muscle memory start dicing the onion. It's crazy because like a year ago today I had a completely different draft that I didn't like. So now to have this draft that I do feel like this draft is like really good. I feel like all the things I was insecure about from my last draft have really come full circle, and those are the things that I love the most about this draft. Oh my god, the soup. I just love the script so much. I revised like the ending kind of, like the climax and the end. I feel like I'm more interested in revising the dialogue than anything else. I feel like the action might have a lot of mistakes in it that I should probably be going over, but like, also I feel like the action is most likely to change, I guess, if I'm so lucky enough to make this movie. There's some other scenes I want to take a look at first, but I honestly have not figured out that one scene that I'm not shutting up about, and I kind of am like, you know what? Maybe I just let it go for a little while and work on the rest of the script. You want to say something? I always let him say something in my vlogs, and he's not really contributing to the conversation. Oh, he tried. No, he's not interested. If anything, he's interested in plagiarizing my work. I have caught him sitting at my laptop before, and it's suspicious. I kind of feel like I'm just like having fun going over my favorite parts of the script instead of like actually working on it, but I'll get to it. Like, I will get to every part. Come on. It's 115 pages right now, which is pretty good. I mean, it would be awesome if it could be 90, but I don't feel like that's physically possible. I feel like I'm doing them wrong. I feel like there's some process I should be following that will make everything easier, but I have kind of been having fun with it. But I'm kind of disorganized. So maybe we'll figure out a new process. I did these nails, or like the stick on. I made these little clay things. I have to paint the basketball, but I made little clay magnets for my friends for Christmas. This one's a matcha for my friend Kim, and this one's a pickle. Oh, look at them together, matcha and the pickle. And this one's a robot, and I think I'm gonna keep him because he's so sick. I cannot be bothered to change out of my goat shirt. I want to do kind of like a year recap of my life, writing and filmmaking and whatever. Every year I do like a mood board on like a Google slide, like with pictures from Pinterest. So many of the things I had put on it came true. Some of them were like, I literally had a trip planned, so pictures of that place, like that's not really a goal. A lot of them I didn't accomplish, which is fine because I feel like I had some insane goals on there. So I did not direct a play, but I did kick my social media addiction. So I'm checking that one off. I didn't really grow a big garden, but I tried. So, you know what, we're gonna consider that accomplished. I finished my feature script as best as I freaking could, so hell yeah. I did shoot my short film. Unfortunately, it's not done yet, so the festival is gonna have to wait till next year. Didn't get better at sewing, but I did ride my bike every nice day. Pilates was like way too expensive, so I didn't get into that. But I thrifted a ton, and I read 16 books this year, which passed my goal of 12 books. Clearly, I tried a lot of recipes, especially on this channel. I went to Croatia. It was freaking amazing. That's not really a goal, but like, it's fine. Put it on here anyway. I didn't go to any cultural events, like a ballet, but I did go see Wicked, so I'm not going to check that one off, though. I definitely did not improve in my Italian, but I did do a couple of really cool favors, like filming stuff for people for nothing, and I am really happy I did that. So we consider this year a success. A year ago today, I was asking for everyone to donate to my Kickstarter for Christmas, and I launched it like around my birthday last year, which is late November. And yeah, we spent the beginning of the year raising the money. So by mid-January, we had raised not all the money for the film, but enough to make it. And then we filmed the last day of March. So I spent all of January and March in pre-production on the short film. And it was crazy because I did have a producer, but I still ended up producing so much of the movie myself just because that's what I love to do. It was so much fun, but it was so anxiety-inducing because I took it so seriously, as I should have, as it did pay off. So we filmed for one day, the last day of March, and then it ended up being so much more expensive than I ever thought it could be, but it was also so much fun. Like, it was just the best shoot day, and I had like a lot of my friends and family there. So after doing that, I knew that it was gonna be an easier time to write the feature. The thing that really helped me and kind of changed everything was starting a freaking YouTube channel. If you're thinking about starting an AuthorTube, this is your sign to do it. My goal this year is to, of course, have a script that I'm happy with and get notes on, and then have another draft. But I know I won't be making huge changes because I think this one is like the one. No big like overhauls. It's a huge accomplishment that I feel like I'm at that point. Next year, what I really want is to go to film festivals with a short film and have a complete draft of the feature film that I can bring with me, send anyone who wants to read it. I mean, the dream is obviously to get some kind of funding toward the feature film. I don't know what's really gonna happen. I don't know what's possible, but big dreams, right? Manifestation. Yeah. So that's it. Okay, I have like no idea how to chop a freaking apple. Oh my god. Chopped and peeled is so yeah, the cake is kind of a pie, but it's fine. This year I read 16 books, which surpassed my goal of 12 books. I wanted to read a book a month and I ended up reading more than that, so good for me. In 2024, I read all of the Elena Ferrante, My Brilliant Friend, quadtuplet, I can't remember what it's called, the four books, the quartet, I think that might be what it's called. I read the last one in January, and that is really what got me back into reading. I read 2 young adult, like teen, middle grade books about basketball because I wanted to learn more about how to write basketball for the movie that I'm writing. So I'm not really going to talk about those. I read a couple of Korean translation books. Those were Almond, Lemon. I'll put all the authors on screen because I can't remember. And, oh, this book is not a translation. This was an American writer, but it takes place in Korea. Excavations. All these books are completely different. I do not know why I'm lumping them all in together. Just because they were all really short, easy reads. That's literally the only thing they have in common, and they take place in Korea. Lemon, I didn't like so much. Almond, I would recommend. I thought it was a good book, but didn't blow my mind. Excavations, I really enjoyed, but again, it wasn't like anything incredible. I would probably like recommend all 3 of them. Over the summer, I read so much, but the 2 big books I finished were The Mountain in the Sea, which is a sci-fi book, and Prodigal Summer by Barbara Kingsolver. Kingsolver? I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's been my favorite author since I was like 16, and I read the Poisonwood Bible for like a feminist literature unit in my English class in high school. Prodigal Summer was such a perfect book to read in the summer, obviously. I used to be such a big nonfiction reader. I only read 1 nonfiction book this year, which was also about basketball. It's called Blood in the Garden. It's like the history of the Knicks. It talks about like the 90s Knicks, pretty much. And I really liked it. I feel like I learned a lot, and it was really well written, very like dramatic, and drew me in. And I feel like not only do I know more about basketball and that history now, which is very useful for me in my writing, but I also feel like I learned a lot about this like very important piece of New York City history. At the end of the year, I got really into sci-fi. I read Recursion by Blake Crouch, and I have not been able to shut up about it on the channel because I really loved it. And then I followed that up with both Upgrade and Dark Matter. My issue with the other Blake Crouch books besides Recursion, which I feel like did this really well, is that Dark Matter and Upgrade, both protagonists in those books, they didn't have like anything to learn. They didn't have like a big lesson. They didn't have like a flaw that they had to overcome. They were kind of just perfect, and like they dealt with a lot of issues, but like they didn't really learn anything. I didn't feel like they changed that much. Like they probably did change because I went on some pretty traumatic experiences, but the book wasn't about their change, and I just don't think that's that interesting, especially with like a high concept sci-fi novel. I feel like the character's like emotional change has to be, for me, the most interesting part of the book. Oh, there is one more book I read I didn't mention, which my boyfriend's uncle wrote a book, so of course I had to read it. It's a fiction book called Conversations on a Train about people that live on the Golden Coast of Long Island, and I really liked his book. I mean, I had notes, I had thoughts, but overall it was really fun to read. The final book that I ended the year with was I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. I still don't know how to feel about this book. I think I really liked it because I cannot stop thinking about it. I just want to talk about it with people who have read it. But I'm not going to talk about it because I think you just need to read it. Like, just go read it. Like, I have nothing left to say.